All right, guys, we're going to talk about step one in our three-step system. Step one is how to get people started in World Ventures. What we're going to do is we're going to go to our website here that you're watching this video on, and you're going to print off this document. Okay, this is called your top 10 list, or your next 10 list. And when you get people started, what I want you to do is give them 2 of these. I want them to make a list of 20 people when they first get started. I want you to teach your new recruit, your new sign up into the business, to write down their list, first name and last name, not just Joe, Bobby, Susie, Sally, first name, last name. This list is not for them. This list is for their prospects to see. So let's just say that we signed up Eric. We're going to get Eric started in the business. I'm going to ask Eric to make his top 20 list, and I'm going to ask him who the absolute first person is that he would like to show. And so that is our whitest of hot contacts that we have. And my only goal with Eric is to get that white hot contact. And look, I believe, and I honestly believe this, that every single person that we put into the business has at least one person that they can make a phone call and basically say, hey, I'm excited about something, it's big, I thought of you, let's do something together, get your credit card out, and let's roll, okay? We need to go show that person, whoever that is, in the first 24 hours. If you adopt the mentality that when you put somebody in the business, that there's a clock on their head, just like the TV show 24. It's got 24 hours on there. And the minute they sign up, they go in the system, it's 23, 59, 58, 57, dunk, dunk, dunk. To see that clock just ticking down. And we are running a race to get our new recruit on the board. Because in my experience in doing this, if we don't get somebody signed up in the first 24 hours, it's very hard to get them to engage and go forward. When we sign them up, let's have them make write that name down to that person and put a game plan together, either go show them right now, to get them to come to us right now, or to go see them as soon as we possibly can. And again, we've got to have the mentality that it's got to be in the first 24 hours. Now look, if we go to them, let's just say that I just signed up Joe and I'm driving with Joe to go see Eric. I'm going to teach Joe as we're driving over to see Eric what to say. Step 2 of our 3-step system is the 3-step setup, so I'm going to go over that with him. I can be coaching him, giving him some drive time university while we're driving over to that exposure. If we called and we invited Eric over to the house, then while Eric is coming over, I can be going through a game plan session teaching my new recruit the 3-step setup, what to say when that person actually shows up. So again, I might want to watch all 3 of these videos in the 3-step setup before exposure the best we possibly can. The reality is this: if we put somebody in the business and we got them to watch all 3 of these videos on the 3 steps of the system, the reality is we're going to have a better chance of getting people signed up in the business. So let's recap. Step 1 of the system is, let's get these documents, okay? It is called your top 10 list. Let's give them to our enrollment. Let's give 2 of them to them and have them make their top 20 list. We're going to teach them a mentality of, we're going to call 20 people. We're going to shoot for 15 quality exposures. A quality exposure is not talking to somebody about it over the phone. It's getting this person to see World Ventures for what it is, whether it's on a website, a DVD, they come out to a travel party. That's just where you invite a bunch of your friends at the same time over to your house, or we invite them out to a live event. We're doing a 2-on-1 with your sponsor at Starbucks or at their house or wherever, or if you had to, go do a 1-on-1, whatever. We're going to teach a mentality of 20 phone calls to get 15 quality exposures so they can see the presentation from beginning to end, and our goal is going to be to get 6 enrollments. If we get 6 enrollments, we can place 3 on the left, 3 on the right. That's a cycle. If it happens in the first 60 days in the business, we can get that $200 cycle bonus. So guys, the system really hinges around this document. You've got to get your new enrollments familiar with this document, and they're going to use this document for every single person that they recruit. They're going to have a new sheet filled out with that person filled out, their name as number 1. The person they're recruiting has got to be number 1 on the list every single time. Now watch. As we go through the beginning 20 people, there's a thing out there where we talk to people a lot of times in World Ventures. You hear people say, well, don't puke on your people in the beginning. And that's absolutely true. We don't want them to try to explain World Ventures over the phone or in person, but the reality is this: I wouldn't use that word, I wouldn't use puke, because you got to understand that people that are on your top 20 list, and especially your top 10 list, are your absolute inner circle people. These are people that you've got tremendous rapport with. You've either known them your whole life because you're related to them. They're your best friends. They're your neighbors. They're people that are in your life. And the reality is, no matter how bad you screw up the process, you can get to these people. So don't cripple your people by, thinking they have to learn all sorts of things before they get started in the business. The key is just to have them, your new recruit, get you with them in front of your top 10 list as fast as we possibly can. And remember, we can't say the wrong thing to the right person, and we can't say the right thing to the wrong person. So have that mentality. I'd like you to see, when you sign people up, I'd like you to see them go through their first 20 contacts as fast as we possibly can, because we're just going to get the ones that say yes. And the ones that say no, we can always follow up and get them down the road. Now watch. We're going to go through the 3 steps of the system, but let's go to our list again. Let's say that we've gone all the way through the process and we've got to do it again, and now we've got to make a list from 21 to 40 by filling out 2 more documents. What I'm going to tell you to do is I'm going to change. Look, you need to understand, first of all, for your first 20 contacts, there's scripting in my Fast Start Playbook, which is on this website, that can give you a whole bunch of different phrases that you can use to go through and use on your first 20 contacts. And I would encourage you to pick out a couple of your favorite ones and just utilize those. So those are some great scripts. There's a ton of them on there that you can use for your top 20 contacts. Now, when we go from 20 and beyond, and there's no cookie cutter number whether it's 20, you know who your inner circle people are, and if you know the relationship is not that good with that person, then you're going to change the invite to actually be the 3-step setup. You're going to walk through the same scripting that you use on video 2 for the 3-step setup that we use right before we expose people. That 3-step setup now, after your warmest of warm market contacts, is going to be the invite when you actually invite people to take a look at World Ventures. When you're making that phone call, go through your why. Let this person know why you are doing the business. Let them know that it's a big deal and that you're all in, and then let them off the hook by just letting them know you don't care whether it's for them or not. So guys, that is the system of getting people started and the invite process, both for the first, your top 20 and then 20 and beyond, using the 3-step setup. So let's get people started right. Let's use our documents, and we will duplicate, which is the key. Let's make it happen. Rock and roll.